Hi, we're back at the Eurosonic Festival. There's another someone at our table, one of the tech companies who were speaking next door, our neighbors. Maybe you could start by telling what's your name, what's the name of your company, and what does it do?
So my name is Stefan and I work at Rdio, which I would like to say is a music service rather than a tech company. I mean, yes, we have been founded and launched by Janus Fries, who's one of the founders of Skype. So we have a huge amount of tech pedigree, but really and truly we are a music company because we are built by these many people who are all joined and united by their love for music and the passion for music.
And what does the company do exactly?
So we are a streaming service. So basically on-demand streaming, radio streaming, it's all there. It's basically, you pay $9.99 for a subscription per month, which, for the price of a CD, basically, you get 18 million tracks.
Yeah.
Per month. You get the access, and you can listen to it, everywhere you want to. You always have the 18 million tracks on your phone, offline as well, and yeah.
Sort of the same as Spotify.
Yeah, very very similar as Spotify or Deezer or any of the other companies.
And those are your competitors?
Yes.
And what makes you unique? What makes you stick out?
Well, so with Rdio, I mean, we were founded in 2008, but we only launched in August 2010, and I think by that time difference, you already see that we take what we do very seriously. There's a lot of care and a lot of thinking that went into it before we even launched. So we thought, okay, how can you make what is already out there? How can you make it better? And so what we came up with is basically we said, okay, music is an inherently social thing. You find out about new music from your friends. So for instance, I've got this cousin of mine, cousin Hans, and he's 1 year my senior. And I always used to go down, during the lunch break, in the schoolyard. I walked over to him and sort of like get a mixtape or any of the new CDs that he's recently bought, and sort of like find out through him, through a social connection that I trusted. Mm-hmm. And found out about the music that way. And really and truly, Rdio is trying to do the same thing, but in the digital area.
So that makes you different.
Yeah, I mean, we have social
because you
at the
can
core.
make playlists at Spotify as well.
Yeah, you can make playlists, etc. The thing is that with Rdio, really, I can't stress that enough, is that we understand that music is inherently social. There's a huge importance on the social component, and we built the service around the social idea of discovering music, whereas Spotify or Deezer, etc., they sort of like did that as an afterthought. They had the Facebook integration, that's their social covered. We didn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. I guess the other difference was that we, from the very beginning, had something called a collection. So just in real life, you would build your music collection by adding CDs, buying new vinyl, etc. And we wanted to do the same thing or offer the same chance online as well, because I mean, on Spotify you used to be forced to basically organize your music listening through playlists. And to have playlists as the sole way of organizing your music listening, it just doesn't really work that well.
So do you aim at a different audience, or is the audience?
The audience, I guess the audience would be pretty much the same. I mean, I can't speak for our competitors, of course, but with Rdio, literally anyone who cares about music is a potential Rdio subscriber.
How many people use your service at the moment?
Millions.
Millions? Really?
Millions around the world.
And around the world, so it's a global...
It's a global thing,
yeah.
So as I said, we launched in the States in 2010, then we went to Canada, Brazil, and then beginning of this year, we went to Germany, Australia, New Zealand, then we went to UK, France,
so
Spain,
you're everywhere.
Portugal.
So is it big enough already, or do you still want to grow?
No, we still want to grow. I mean... Because my colleague there from Deezer was on the panel, and he was sharing that they're in, I don't know, whatever, like 150 different countries. We're not quite there yet. we're in 17 at the moment, but we obviously have the enthusiasm and the aim to grow just as much.
Yeah.
But I guess similar to how we started, we take a lot of care. We want to make sure that we don't just go to a country and then that's it. But we actually want to build up the country.
So you take time, you take care. Well, that usually costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, sure.
So how much does it cost? Is it and not only in money, but also what does your time trail look like?
So we want to do it as quick as possible, but also as in the pace that makes sense. So sometimes that is dictated by the copyright owners and and the different negotiations that you have to do and the deals in order to be able to launch in a country with the collection societies. But also very important is the distribution partners for somebody like us, right? So you would have telcos, ISPs, or we also take a view that media companies are very important. So for instance, we have a big partnership with DMG Radio in Australia, which is owned by one of Rupert Murdoch's sons, Lachlan Murdoch, and is like a huge radio station conglomerate. And we see that if a company like that, from the old media, let's call them old for now, really takes an interest and really likes what we are doing, and then we do a partnership, then it really works, and we see great results.
Do you make money already? Probably.
Of course we do.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So enough? Is it like?
What is enough?
Yeah.
How much is enough? No, I don't know.
You make money, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge for a music service like us?
Yeah.
I guess one of the big challenges is, every market's different, right? So in Germany, for instance, you have a huge amount of still physical, retail, and that's a bit of a challenge, and that comes because, classical people are hard to convert to the digital. It takes time, and it will take a bit longer. And then also in Germany, I guess you would have, they call it Schlager, which is like the traditional sort of like music.
we know the Schlagers from Germany.
Yeah, it's true. In Holland, you do.
We do.
And that can be a challenge, but also I guess dealing with rights holders can also be a challenge.
Yeah, is that any fun still? Because I can imagine the first country you take over, and you get all the legal stuff in order. It's okay, but it's a thing you have to repeat every.
Yeah, it never stops. It's certainly something that even if you have so this is my main thing that I do for Rdio. I'm in charge of European licensing and European business development, and basically it never stops. Like the content rights holders are a partner. They're an integral part to what we do, and that's fine. But it's sort of like, there's obviously in any partnership, there's sometimes friction. And to overcome those challenges is makes it very interesting, but sometimes also frustrating.
Yeah. Going back to the money for 1 second, because you said, of course we make money, we make millions, we make a lot. Anyway, you didn't say millions, I said millions. But when we look at Spotify, that seems to be a problem for them, or at least they say, well, all the rights cost so much that we hardly.
Yeah, no, I understand. Again, I can't really speak for Spotify, of course, but I guess one of the differences that we don't have any advertising, right? So Rdio doesn't. We don't believe in advertising from a product standpoint because I think it's very disruptive to the music listening experience. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, if I was listening to a concept album like Pink Floyd's The Wall, I wouldn't want it to be interrupted. Exactly. I wouldn't want it to be interrupted. I want to listen to the whole thing. Yeah. So we very much take a focus on selling subscriptions. If you sell subscriptions, it's also the remuneration for artists, the stuff that you pay back to the content rights holders, is better, is bigger, and I think, I mean, we have, we found that, it's changing, right? Music listening, the markets is all changing. It's going from ownership to access, right?
Yeah.
And that transition period can be hard. And if the rights holders had been a bit quicker off the mark, it probably would have been easier now already. But as it is, it's still a slow process. But and I'm pretty sure that all of us, Spotify, Deezer, etc., would agree, is that this new model is actually more beneficial to the artists in the long run, and the labels, etc., in the long run.
But
So,
they don't understand it yet?
no, they do, and slowly, they're adopting a different mindset, etc. But I guess what I want to highlight is that we thought about this problem really hard, and what we came up with is the Rdio Artist Program, which basically sees us paying money to artists if they find a subscriber for us, right? So basically, we pay them for fan engagement. They are, as an artist these days, I mean, what you do is you make the music and then you push it out in order to get more people. And really and truly, we don't want them to do anything else other than that. But we actually say, look, with us, you can actually monetize that reaching out to different people, because you're doing this anyway. You're talking to your fans, you're engaging them. It's very important that you have a constant communication with your fan base. And we say, look, we want to, remunerate that. We want to make sure that you're getting paid for that as well.
So that makes it easier than...
Well, I'd say it should
helps.
help. It should help make the transition.
And it strengthens the relationship, probably.
That as well, yeah. Sure.
Yeah. If you could change one thing, though, about the music industry, what would it be?
One thing only.
Yeah, one thing only.
That's a tough one, really. One thing that I would change about the music industry, I guess. Well, so the business of music is a quite particular one, right? So if you think about it, no other business, no other economy actually has this situation where you have a monopoly on something, right? If I was running a kebab shop or a chip shop or whatever, I can decide who to buy my chips from, who to buy my meat from.
Yeah.
Like, I can go out there and decide and find the cheapest or the best
The
or whatever,
nicest,
the
yeah.
nicest, whatever.
Yeah.
You can't do that with music. You have to go. If I want Lady Gaga, I have to go to Universal, and that gives them a huge amount of power, of course, because they have sort of monopoly on that artist, and that obviously makes negotiations quite tricky. So I guess, and I don't know how you would change that, but I mean, that would be amazing if we could change that somehow.
If Lady Gaga was owned by a lot of companies.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're thinking about it, I don't really know how to do it, but yeah, it would make my life easier.
Because then you could pick the one to talk to.
The one that gives me the best conditions, the one that gives me the best rates, the one that gives me the most artist engagement.
Finally, what do you think is the most important trend concerning music and technology?
Mobile. I mean, it's already been communicated many times and many years ago already, but like, mobile is the thing. It's so important that you can't over exaggerate its importance, really, because we all are connected and we all want to be connected wherever we go, and mobile phones, because they are literally like a computer in your pocket that gives you access to our whole catalog, 18 million tracks, just to make sure that we really not just enhance that experience by coming up with new ways of engagement for the fans between the artists, but really, I mean, it's just so convenient.
Yeah, and you're already prepared for this future, because you don't see advertisement as a model.
That makes it easier, I guess. Yeah, for mobile, because advertising on mobiles is a bit tricky, I guess.
That's what's being said is a big problem.
Yeah. That's true. Well, I mean, I guess just to clarify that the reason why we don't do ads isn't just economical, and it isn't just It's more about. I mean, music listening should be something that is worth paying for because it has a value. Music has a value. It shouldn't be free. And what always gets me with advertising is with all the other services is literally educates new generations of people in the belief that music can be free as long as it has advertising in between. And I really don't want to do that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.